Shemai everyone, how are you all? I'm back tonight using one of the new Christmas stamp sets, but I've actually used it to make a congratulations card because my nephew, like many others today, collected his GCSE results, and I thought I'll better make him a card as a proud auntie. So I've made this little pop-up card. Da-da-da. And I've created my own designer paper, and I've combined a few. This framelit set here is quite an old one, but this is actually, Hooray comes from the Well Written set, and I wanted to show, and there we are, that's the bit for the back. I wanted to show that Christmas stamp sets are often not just for Christmas, that you can actually get a bit more mileage out of them, because let's face it, they are an expensive investment, some of them, especially when they've got the framelets. And I've still used these stamps. I haven't obviously used any of the sentiments, but you can get much more from your stamp sets if you sort of think a bit creatively. And also, there might not be designer papers to go with everything, but you can create your own, because the great thing about Stampin' Up! Is that all the colours coordinate. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start on my background paper, and the colours I'm using are Smoky Slate, Coastal Cabana and Night of Navy. And as I say, where I got Celebrate from, it was Celebrate You. I don't know whether it was a celebration kit at one point, but there's only 3 framelets in it, but it's such a good one. But any framelet at all that you've got will do, or if you wanted to stamp a sentiment to go across the front, that's absolutely fine. So I'm going to start with my big star. There we are, that's this one here. And I'm doing that in Smoky Slate. And I'm just going to stamp it all over this Whisper White. And even though I try to make it look random, I always seem to make it look quite uniform. So must be something in my brain or something that does that. But you don't want to be spending lots of money on stamp sets if you can only use them for one occasion. So I think it's good to try to get as much as you can out of them. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring in Coastal Cabana with a little row of stars, and I'm going to fill in some of the gaps then. And this is such a cheap and easy way of getting your stamp sets to work for you, but also that if you haven't got paper that matches what do you want to use, what the stamp set you want to use, well, you can easily make it yourself. I mean, some people make their own wrapping paper, gift bags. It's limitless, isn't it? There we go. So I'm just filling in these gaps now. And then I'm going to bring in the smaller single star in Night of Navy, sorry. There we go. I'm going to put that onto one side. And the great thing is as well, is you will never create the same piece of paper twice. Because even though I've done this once already this evening, this one already looks different. So I'm just going to fill in some of the gaps then. And if you stamp off a little bit, then it makes it look a bit more natural. And I'm just going to fill in all these spaces. And the other thing is, sometimes you buy designer paper, and I love papers. As a scrapbook and a card maker, paper is one of my real go-to things. But sometimes they're a bit sort of too girl-friendly or too boy-friendly. At least by making your own, it can suit whoever you're making your card for. And if that person's got favourite colours, you can use those. And you know that by using your Stampin' Up! Colours, it's going to match your Stampin' Up! Cardstock. So there we go. So bringing in my card base now. My card base is 4 1/8 by 11 1/2, and I've scored it at 5 3/4. I'm just going to use my bone folder. And the strip for the centre, I've used Smoky Slate here. That's actually 1 1/2 by 11 1/2, and that's scored at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, 8 1/4. What I'll do, I'll take a photo of the measurements and I'll add them in at the end. So the panels that are going in the middle on the front are 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. So here we go. Let's bring this in. So 5 1/4, and then 3 7/8. So I hope anyone who's known somebody collecting their GCSE results today, I hope they're all happy with them. My nephew said he could have done better, but then couldn't we all? There we go. So that's the front ones, sorry, the inside ones, and then this one then. So as you can see, from one piece of Whisper White, I've got all the designer paper I need for my card. And what's really important to do, which I forgot on my last one, so I had to sort of adapt it, is if you're going to make a ribbon closure, this is the time to add it on. I didn't, I forgot. And then all of a sudden, I had a bit of a panic, so I had to add it to my folded strip in the centre. What I'm going to do, I could be really precise and measure it, but that's not me. So what I'm going to do now is use a little bit of sticky tape. I'm just going to stick it down like that, and then this is how I tend to do it. As I say, it's not perfect, but it's quite a bit easier than having to measure and everything else. And just get a bit more tape and stick it down this side. And then obviously your decorative panels then will cover it. Like that. There we go. So I'm going to bring in my tape. I'm hating not using my ATG gun. It is such a pain. But I think I must have bought a duff batch of tapes. I'll have to try another one. I don't want to waste this tape, so that's why I'm using it the old-fashioned way. There we go. So I'm just bringing that in there. And you could do it if you wanted. You could have another colour behind it. But because it's quite a bulky card anyway, with the pop out, I was trying to keep down the matting, just so I can actually fit it in an envelope. So you could use it then for anything like new job, pass your driving test. Stars are just used for so many different occasions. There we go. So that's the inside. And then, this is my one for the outside. Oh, to make it easier, I'm just going to use a bit of glue a minute. There we are. And what I did then for the back of my other card is I'm going to use a strip of this then to stick it across there with a little sentiment at the top. So let me show you now how I did the centre. I'm going to stick this side down first, and I've created these little stars, and there's quite a selection of sizes of stars in here. Actually there's some lovely star flourishes as well. So I've just used a selection of these ones, and then I'm going to raise those up on foam dots. So you're sticking down this side, and I'm doing it so it covers where my ribbon is. like that. But I'm not going to stick this one down yet. What I tend to do is I fold them all up, and if you notice there's too much there, so I need to cut that off as well. But I fold it all up and then put the tape down. I'm actually going to cut it here because the ribbon will get in the way the other side. Then fold your card down onto it and hold it and press it down hard. There we go. So that's your centerpiece then. And that's all you need to do then, is stick down your little decorative pieces. So I just wanted, because it's a boys card, they're not into all the flounce, are they? So I just wanted to stick with the star theme. And obviously you could adapt the colours, and obviously you can make this, use the same fold then to make Christmas cards. For once I didn't use the multi-purpose adhesive sheets because I knew that the hooray was going to go over the end of the star. I didn't want it sticking on the fold going across the centre. There we go. I like these three colours together as well. I love Coastal Cabana. There we go. So that's the centrepiece done. How easy is that? And then what I did on mine, I say mine, this is also mine obviously. What I did on my original, I should say, is I stuck the stars down and then stuck down the celebrate at a bit of a jaunty angle. Mainly because I'm not always very good at sticking things down straight. So at least if I make it so it's meant to be crooked, it's not so bad. So I'm bringing in celebrate now. So if I wanted to, I could have used the multi-purpose adhesive on this one. But because it's going across two stars and there's a bit of an overlap, I thought I'd stick with glue. And I'm using a Zig memory system pen, a two-way glue, because they give you nice little dots. What I use the fine tip glue from Stampin' Up. What I'm doing now is just bring a piece of paper in, because I've got sticky hands, and there's the card. There it is, celebrate, and hooray, 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 hooray. So when you look at it from the top then, it's that sort of shape, or like a little bit of a W-ish. And then that's what I'm going to do now, is stick the stars on the back across there and put a little sentiment on where I can write on. And then to put it in his envelope, I'm going to tie it up like this. And then it's all done. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm hoping to get another card done for tomorrow. I wanted to do one yesterday, but it was actually my 20th wedding anniversary, and we had a day of visitors and then went out for a meal in the night, so just didn't have a chance yesterday. So celebrate. Well done to all those people who have collected GCSE results in the UK yesterday, and if you didn't get what you want, then don't worry, because life isn't all about exams. So thank you so much for watching. Big welcome to all my new subscribers. You made my day. Take care, I'll vow, and I'll see you soon. Bye.